My first recollection of Chuck is when he was introduced to the battalion officers and wives at a hail and farewell. It's where we hail incoming people and farewell. And you're asked to get up and say a little bit about yourself. He was a proud son of Alabama. That came out clear. He was soft spoken at the same time and not timid. And as the evening went on, he really mixed well as a new guy, a second lieutenant with his superiors and peers. I was just impressed by his demeanor. He's one of those guys that walks a fine line between being confident and yet unassuming. He impresses without trying to impress. I was always taken by his ability, because we worked close together, to grasp new concepts and implement them quickly. His dedication to mission was without peer. I remember when we were in Iraq, and I was in the tent listening to a conversation between him and another lieutenant with our company commander. Our company commander looked at the other lieutenant and said, I have a mission if you want it. And the other lieutenant very hesitantly said, what is it? And Chuck blurted out, I'll take it. Now, that wasn't to make himself look bad or demean the other lieutenant. He sort of knew the limitations of the other lieutenant, and by his hesitancy, thought he should take it. He's a very loyal guy, actually, and he's a very dedicated guy. I admire a lot of things about him. Well, a great leader can own their own mistakes. I mean, it's a quality lacking in so many levels, certainly from politicians, the lowest level, to the highest office. I mean, if you can't own your mistakes, that means you can't take advice. Chuck will listen to. I mean, he might not always take your advice, but he will always give advice serious consideration. He just will. And he's modest also about his successes. He would rather heap praise on his subordinates, peers, and superiors who helped him with those successes. Chuck was a guy, and a leader that should develop loyalty organically out of competence, care for those other than himself, and not fear. Those are the core things that make a great leader, and Chuck has those in abundance. To know Chuck is to love Chuck. But honestly, and speaking of honestly, one of the most honest guys I've ever met. His ethics and morality are without question. We're not politically aligned in a lot of things, he and I, but I would vote for Chuck over someone who told me they're with me on every issue, because Chuck is transparent. He will tell you exactly what he means. On a practical sense, in addition to being a combat leader, Chuck was a state trooper. And being a state trooper, his experience uniquely has positioned him to understand the challenges of his constituents. And that's in terms of facing budget limitations, crime on the streets, and building a community spirit. He's a total package. That's why I would vote for Chuck. For all of those reasons, in answering all those questions. Chuck has the ability to reach different people of various backgrounds. I'm from the North, Detroit. He's from the South. And I have to tell you, I was immediately taken by this guy. To establish such a quick and, as a result, long-term friendship says everything about this guy who can lead people, takes care of people. He's one of my best friends. And we met in 89 or 90. And it's been a long-term friendship. I would trust Chuck with my life.